Well, hey, everybody. Welcome on into the room. Thank you so much for coming on in. This is our midday shift room. Listen, it is Winning Wednesday. And listen, y'all, this is the midweek. This is the middle of the week. It is the middle of the day. And I have come to share space and time with you. So thank you for joining over here on Facebook, YouTube, or even in Clubhouse. I appreciate you coming in to share space and time with me today. My friends, in this space on Clubhouse, in Activate Your Mind, Your Next Level Mindset Club, Paul has been in a space just talking about what is in your house. It's in your house. Really, really walking through the space of the widow with the oil. The space with the widow with the oil, my friends. And here's the thing. When the widow had a problem, and we're talking about 2 Kings 4 and 2. We're talking about actually, he's walking through 2 Kings 4, 1 through 7. But we're literally just going to walk through the text a little bit. The widow had an issue, right? And she was asked, "What is it that you have in your house?" And her response was, "I have nothing but a jar of oil. I have nothing but a jar of oil." But she was commanded by the prophet to go take the oil. No, go to your neighbors and collect vessels. Collect vessels. And then fill these vessels up with oil. And here it is, my friends. And then she was told to fill the vessels up with the oil. So she went, collected the vessels, and she shut the door. She shut everyone else out. And it was just her and her 2 sons. And she took what she had, which was the oil that was in her house. And this is the same oil that she thought wasn't worthy. This was the same oil that she thought was nothing. Hear me now. She was asked, "What do you have?" And she said, "I have nothing but a jar of oil." Here's the thing I want us to land on today, my friends. I want you to be reminded today to not overlook your oil. Don't overlook your oil. And welcome on in, everybody. Don't overlook the very things, the gifts, the talents that God has given you and think, "I only have this one little thing." Listen, if you have that one little thing, take that one little thing and see who's your neighbor, or who's your neighborhood that may have some type of vessel for you to take your one little thing. And I'm not negating, listen, don't land on the word little, because we may think that it's nothing to it. We may think that there's nothing to the gifts and the talents because it may mean nothing to us. Here's the thing, if God gave it to you, it's for you to use. And that's exactly, my friend, what the widow with the oil did. She obeyed the command of the prophet. And when he told her, "Go collect the vessels from your neighbors," what I want you to do is think about who's in your community. Who is it that you are connected to that may be able to assist you by providing some things that they have within their house that can help you position yourself to utilize what you have in your house to create freedom. Hmm? To provide for your next, to open up doors. The thing about the giftings that we have, The oil that's in our houses, my friends, the oil that's sitting dormant on shelves, we look at those things, and because they come so easy to us, or because it doesn't make sense how to use it, or because, my friends, you don't understand how what you say, what you do, how you show up in your authenticity and the things that you've been through, you don't always get how those are the very things that can help bless someone else. You don't understand how you may be the one that's talented and creative, and you think that because the talent and the creativity comes to me so easy, that surely everybody else can do it. No. When there's someone standing on the sideline in need of the oil that you have, they need the oil that you have. But because you think the oil is just nothing, it's just this little spit, this little piece of creativity, surely somebody else can be creative. No. I come to serve you notice is your oil that we need for such vessels, for such a time as this. It's your oil that's needed in this season. It's your voice that's needed in this season. It's in your hands that we need you in this season. So, what you cannot do in this season is pretend as if, or not even just pretend, but ignore the oil. Mm-mm. This is not the time for you to ignore the oil that you have in your house. See, this is what the widow did, my friends. Listen, when she was in trouble, she sought wisdom. She didn't just seek any wisdom, my friends. She sought godly wisdom. When she was in trouble, she was like, okay, look, listen, I don't have nothing. That's all I got. That's all I got. But in seeking godly wisdom, she received an answer. Hmm? In seeking godly wisdom, she received strategy. In seeking godly wisdom, my friends, there was things that began to happen because she flowed in obedience. Hmm? What else happened because she decided to use the oil that she had in her house? She began to take what she had. First of all, she opened her mouth and asked her neighbors, "Can I get your vessels? Can I get your empty vessels?" And these weren't just vessels that was just that people just kind of commonly gave away. No, no. You want me to give you something valuable of mine? Here's the thing, it matters who you are connected to. Because if I'm telling you that I need your gifts and your talents to help me be better, to help me be greater, please, please don't deny me your gifts and your talents. I need you and you need me. Why? Because I'm not that well versed. I'm going to just use this for an example. Listen. I'm not that well versed in managing my time and managing myself. But what I do have is somebody who will allow me to utilize their vessel, to help me get into a space where I can better manage my time. Listen. And here's the other thing, my friends. I'm talking to some people in the room. They know who they are. Here's the other thing. In the time when I am distressed and things don't always make sense to me, I have some people in my neighborhood, in my community, I can tap into. And they'll teach me a thing or two about pouring into a widow. They'll teach me a thing or two about speaking the word. And listen, sometimes I don't even have to speak the word. I don't even have to say it. They begin to just go and activate. into the oil that they have and begin to speak life back into my life. So not only do I want you to not overlook your gift, but I need you to also look at the gifts of those around you. What type of oil do the community, the people within your community have? What do they have? What vessels do they have? What oil do they have that can help bless you? So not only was she told to get the vessels from the other people, my friends, but she was also instructed to go do some work. Yeah. See, it's one thing to have the talent. It's another thing to be connected to other talented and gifted people. It's one thing to ask them, can I utilize what you have to help me be great? It's something else when you take what you've learned, when you take what you've been instructed to, when you begin to function in obedience and do the work. Huh? Some of us get stuck right there in that space of doing the work. Yeah. Some of us get stuck in that space because we are so used to self-sabotaging behaviors. Some of us get stuck in that space. Hey now, good to see you now. Some of us get stuck in that space because we believe that we really can't do it. When God has says, no, it's you, I've called you, I've qualified you, and it's you that I need for such a time as this. Some of us think that, listen, I know that she's helping me. I know that I'm positioned to do it, but I'm afraid. So you allow fear to cripple you. Friends, I'm here to tell you now that we are about to sever the ties with all of that nonsense. And I'm not going to tell you that it's easy, and I'm not going to tell you that it's not going to require you to get out the boat, to become the water walker, to do something different, to get out your comfort zone, because it absolutely will. But here's what you have to do. What the widow woman did, she shut the door. She shut the door. She shut the door to naysayers. She shut the door allowing other people in. She shut the door to everybody else's opinions. She shut the door to outside visionarians, to all looking at all of everything else that everybody else was producing. She shut the door and began to become focused in on the solution to her problem. She shut the door and began to focus in on what the prophet told her to do, my friends. And when she shut the door, the oil kept flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. And here's the thing, she still had oil, but there were no more vessels. God wants to give you, bless you with supernatural abundance, with supernatural resources, with supernatural provision. He wants to bless you with the increase, the surplus, and the overflow, but you've got to position yourself. Open up your mouth, make your request known so that you can now receive what the king has for you. Some of us get stuck suffering in silence because you are too ashamed or too afraid to step out or to even ask somebody else, hey, I need a little bit of help. Listen, this is not that. And if you're not in a community where you can be vulnerable enough to ask for help, or to tell somebody in your community, I'm not okay, and I need y'all to intercede for me, I'm going to need you to check your community. I'm going to need you to check who you are connected to. because you need to be in a space where you can flourish, where your oil can manifest and flow unhindered and unharmed, in a safe space where you know that these people are not going to mishandle you or your gifts, my friends. They're not going to mishandle your oil. And for those who don't understand how to handle your oil, then they are seated in places to where you can teach them how to treat you with you and your oil when you show up. Hmm? You get to teach them, no, 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 we're not doing it that way. We used to do it that way, but this is not how we're no longer doing it. We're no longer flowing in that way. We're flowing this way. And because they trust the God in you, my friends, they'll follow. Let me tell you what else the widow woman did. Not only did she position her current situation for supernatural abundance, resources, and supernatural for provision, but she created legacy for her and her son. Her sons. She was able to live off of the rest. God doesn't just want to take care of you in your right now. Mm-mm. No. He's giving you your gifts and your talents. He's giving you the oil that you have. He's put some things in your hand. He's giving you those downloads, those witty ideas. He's giving you a voice. He's giving you the ability so that you can create legacy, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but even for the next generation. But you've got to believe that it's true, my friends. He tells us in Second Corinthians that his grace is sufficient. Woo! And that your strength is made perfect even in weakness. Hmm? He tells us even in Deuteronomy 8 and 18, but you shall remember with profound respect the Lord your God, for it is he who is giving, that's the ing in that, you power to make wealth. He's giving you the ability to obtain the wealth, my friends. It's in your house. It's in your oil. Listen, there is no reason for you to have oil if you're going to be like the one with the one talent and bury it. If you're going to just bury the talent, then you're not going to produce. So let me just share this, my friends. There are people who are called to your voice. There are people who need to hear you. There are people who are waiting for you to show up. There are people who need to have relationship with you. And there are people who desire to be connected with you. What's in your house? How are you using it? How are you showing up? And how are you, my friends, positioning you, your family, and all that is connected to you to win? This has been Winning Wednesdays inside of the Activate Your Next Level Mindset Club on Facebook and also, on Clubhouse. And we're also in the Tammy R. Nobles, on the Tammy R. Nobles page over here on Facebook and also on YouTube, my friends. Listen, if you want to continue to be a part of this conversation, then go ahead and connect with me over here on Clubhouse. Friends, this has been your Winning Wednesday message. I want you to show up and win. We're going to end the broadcast over here on Facebook and YouTube, but we're continuing this conversation over here on Clubhouse. So you can definitely come on over and join us. And until next Wednesday, my friends, I want you to show up and win, knowing this, that it's time for no more, I can't, but I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. All right, my friends, be blessed and make today and every day a noble day. See you next time.